If you want to go past me to find a chair, or at least an empty chair.
Do you have your ticket?
I put it. If I finally remembered, I can put it all in here. So I put it in my.
Did you bring the meal tickets
I
too?
did.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
them.
Good girl.
Okay, you got me.
We are
So one more spot. Right here. The big, long, important one. I folded and is now facing. Yeah, because I came to that Idaho fold one, but I feel like that might be after the last one.
Was it? Okay. My
But I
memory
don't
is
know.
a
I
little
can't remember
flaky
which way
too.
round that was. There must have been a voicey one in between, right?
Because there's a voice one in between. Right there, my love,
This
is
is something that I
your
did on
One is
tag.
one is one, and one is the other.
Yeah, that's yours. This is
Mine is, how do you know which one?
described as Leslie. She's like, what do you mean rectangle? There's two rectangles. She's like, what do you mean one rectangle? She's like, a long, thicker paper rectangle. The smaller cardboard box. And then the thin wimpy.
Yeah, one's a cardboard one, and one's a printer paper one.
Have you met Janine yet?
I don't think so. Janine?
Hello.
I'm Wanda. Nice to meet you, Janine.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Wanda. My husband Dave is
Hi,
the
Janine.
sound
Nice
person.
to meet you.
He's a very sound guy.
He is very sound person.
Well,
Yeah, no
let's
arguing.
qualify. That's right, we're not supposed to say negative
I
things.
already heard you love yourself, so.
Yeah,
He does.
Everything's good.
yeah, that was the one we did this morning,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Now,
So, David, did I get this right side up?
It's right side up as far as whoever's standing, but for people behind us, you gotta invert it 180.
Do I? Okay.
what are you talking about? Looking for a seat?
Whether it's right, the right is upside down, right side
On
up.
your,
On my
on your
ticket.
dinner ticket. I'm not even sure if my name tags are right around. Is that?
I don't even put my name tag on. I figured no one else could see
They
it.
told us
If I
they
can't
wanted
see
us.
theirs, they
I
can't see
know. I
mine.
know it's annoying. That they said the staff wanted us to. Can you see my name?
The staff?
No, turn it around.
Well, maybe I should get it back.
Still can't see because I put my room ticket in there.
No.
There.
I'm
My
glad.
room. I know. It's like a trick. I finally thought, well, I just want to be
I'll find somewhere to put it.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
No,
it
everybody else
looks
goes,
good
"Well,
now.
I have no idea who anybody else is."
All right, I'll cave to your.
Well, that's
Information.
apparently I was instructed because the staff, when they came around yesterday, they were calling me my name. That's quite surprising.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They can read.
Yeah, apparently. Even though I was like, I don't know how they could hear it. It was like too low. Were you trying to recruit some people?
All right, let me see here. Test.
Seriously, got out of it.
Let's-
Oh, so didn't you go to Russell? I think that
Where's the audio? Test. Tasting.
I feel like what's his name from Utah.
Oh,
Smith, I know his name, but
Oh, Carl Smith.
Carl.
Carl. There we
He
go.
used to
Yeah.
work on his Australia now.
That was fun to hear about their
Oh,
travels.
yeah, oh my gosh.
We have an adopted girl from India, but
Yeah.
She's a little older.
she's older. All my children are older because I'm older.
But yeah,
We didn't go to India, no. She was taken out of the home for abuse because she'd been adopted. And they asked me to take her on because I was teaching and working with youth. And they asked me to take her on with what's called sexual assault. And they asked me to take her on with those people there.
Is it a blind parent difficult?
No,
No.
nobody wants her. You can get them easier as teenagers.
The state didn't want us to adopt anybody because Wanda was blind.
I know.
I got on the adoption list when we were first married, and they said, "Oh well." I said,
Yeah,
"How long will it be?" And she said, "Well,
probably
the
never.
potential of you getting a child is fairly low." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because I'll always put you on the list." That's
She
what
already
I
had
was told.
6 kids.
Yeah. Then I had 6 children, and I was really at the end of the list. But this little girl, came because her parents,
Huh?
her parent was crazy. And she was taking her home, and the lady who worked for the center they'd asked her to take her, and she was a single mom who worked 24/7. 15. Oh, her name's Sylvia. You've probably met her. Sylvia Winner. Yeah, but she's our adopted daughter.
What's she doing now?
Hello
They
there.
moved
Hello.
to Utah, and
Nice to see you.
Hi.
is looking
Who's
for a
this?
job
It's Dave.
right now. But
Hi,
she
Dave.
worked
Nice to
for
hear your
Verizon
travels.
Is this
for
table
4
full?
years.
No?
Hope if you go around.
If I
I've
go
never-
around. We
Well,
have room for Ramona.
we got room. You can either sit here. I don't think you want your back this week.
I
You might
prefer not.
go around the other side
Come
there.
clear around.
I think it'll be okay. It's surviving now.
Right about there or over.
No, this one's open too. I mean, yeah, you got two. Tell me the colors again.
Yeah, I'm going to leave my stuff here. I hope I can get back and see my sister's upstairs. She wasn't ready.
For the salmon,
There's a lot of here.
and the writing,
Terrible.
I don't know this.
Got going tight.
They're nice.
Thank
Come
you.
in.
This is right next to the headquarters, which is nice because I do have
Come
to
in.
be attacked.
Because we haven't had the ride. Leftover sauce. Plus I ordered some new ones for this year. So if you sign up for this year, you'll get an addition.
I've got Farsi.
They're gonna make you speak, Don.
No, I caught
And thank you for the thought for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
They look warm.
Right. All right. Everything.
Yeah.
My kids got me my birthday this year. Oh, no way. Yep. Have you been on it? I've been on it once. It's mildly terrible.
I did the white knuckle thing for quite a long time.
It's been a very long time since I moved that quickly. Yeah.
I know, that's the first thing. It's just like speed. It's like, whoa.
David and I have talked about getting an e-bike that's a tandem, but I don't know if they
You
have.
seen the price of those?
They are so expensive.
Oh, really?
They're good bikes. They'll last forever.
Styling.
Yeah, that'd be lazy.
A two-seater.
Because we had a tandem for years and years.
You get to a certain age, I think you're allowed a little like.
Yeah, at 75, I think we could have an e-bike and still be.
You know, our neighbors have one of the electric assists,
Uh-huh.
but it's not a constant. I mean, she can turn it on and off. But
Yes.
when she needs it, it's so.
Well, that's even better.
That's a good thing to have. My sister has one. She got wrecked on it 3 times.
Because you
The
couldn't
first
shut it
3
off.
times she rode it, she couldn't control it. It went too fast.
Yeah, tons of it's good. I still miss,
I bet that's fun. The freedom of sight is just a wonderful thing.
She used to ride a bike.
using your site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe she used. Sorry to interrupt. She used to ride a bike as a kid on
You
with her,
stop me.
with
I
her
ride
brothers
on
and
the
sisters.
back roads and gravel would be my left.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
That's when I was young and stupid and didn't know there were barbed wire fences down in Bartlett.
They tend to slow you
Found
down.
out a few times. I did.
The grace of ignorance.
Uh-huh. The courage of ignorance.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Well, I tried calling Wanda and that didn't work, so I called Dave
Oh, okay.
because I couldn't trust
She was talking to Allison here.
It's usually
I'm
Jay
sorry, I
or
didn't hear
Teddy.
you.
That's
Ramona.
fine. It's fine. I just
She just wanted to find where we were at.
if I didn't
And he
get Dave
doesn't
to answer, I'd try Janine and Allison.
Yeah,
Sense of
there you go.
adventure.
Well, it's an honor to have you at our table.
Oh, it's an honor to be here.
Oh yeah, my 10-year-old was like, "Hey, can we take this to the skate park and see if we can get it in a half pipe?" And I was like, "No."
Ooh, a half pipe. Ooh.
Terrifying.
You know, it's interesting.
The skate park?
Tandem bike.
Oh,
My 10-year-old wants me to go with him on the tandem to the skate park. I told him no.
tell him if he has a tandem skateboard.
Boy,
Yeah, that would make more sense. That would be a thing.
Skateboards are kind of scary. I used to have this commercial building downtown, and kids would skate around when they really wanted to. And they would come up and stop themselves with their hands.
So if you're sitting there, is there a place you can put your food?
Some of them are just crazy. And like where I live, a lot of people skateboard. Like there are moms that skateboard while they push their strollers. And I'm just like,
I would love to skateboard. I never have skateboard.
rollerblade, maybe.
Skateboard. You need a longish machine, I think, to skateboard.
Yeah, that's a really.
I know. You need a longer one to drive.
And you don't want to trip either. So you gotta be able to drive. But I would do it.
You're just thinking about it right now. You're planning it.
Oh no, I've thought about it. I thought how much fun it is. And you know how they used to make these scooters where you push yourself with one foot and
Yeah. Oh yeah, they still make those.
My grandson loves it. I mean, I'm familiar with popular as skateboards, but my grandson loved it when he was I remember when I was terrible at it because I was so unsure about what was in front of me. But if I had a clear place to do it, I'm sure I would have let you do it. Because you push with your foot, you can go along with it. Yeah. And I don't require the speed. Even on a tandem, I don't require speed. You don't have to go fast to feel free and get a feel for
Being out in the outdoors.
yeah, and the sounds along the river.
My husband's a bit of a whatever. He went to school that day.
Well, then you can go.
Yeah, but just sit in the back.
If the person is traveling, and I don't know if it just feels like a loud. Everything, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
If we don't go so fast, then I don't get it.
Then you're just kind of like there's no catch. You're just kind of spinning.
So I tell people that, and they don't realize, because I say, it's sometimes I can't tell, but they don't always listen.
You know, and that's I use my headphones like with my son like I did with Ryan. You know, even though he's sitting right in front of me, I can hear and he's able to say, okay, in 10 feet we're coming up on a left turn. Like he can see those things, and then it's not a like he forgets as he's turning, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I hope everyone is finding a seat. We're already a little behind schedule. I'm still waiting for my head table people. So you may be receiving your salad soon.
I think they really need to swing it.
No, the dinner he was
Maybe they
selling.
need to do it. Problems with, I don't,
Oh, yeah.
I can watch it here. Are they extreme?
Danny said it's.
I've got extreme just for the top. Whoever's talking.
I don't know, it's up to you. Hook it up, like,
Yeah, it's all hooked up. I stepped ahead of you.
thank you.
You're doing that.
I'm just like her.
You're good.
If you still have tickets to put in the buckets, you can take time to do that now.
I need to get into Don mode here. You've ever needed, I do have quite a bit of money.
Oh, yes.
And then other people can take it. They obviously want to share more. Right.
All right, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention? We have the Snake River Valley chapter has another way for you to spend your money. And this is a good thing too. And you can buy a card for $5. You keep half the card and the other half goes in the drawing. And depending on how many cards we find and we sell, you will win half of the proceeds. So say you're gonna get money back if you win. So Larry Bateman has those cards and he's sitting at the table up to your, I know, he's up by the head table right now, but for future reference, when he sits down, he'll be at the table closest to the head table on the left as you're facing the head table.
Kids? Is it cash only?
Yes.
I get
Please.
one.
Half only?
A
Cash only.
Cash only.
Yeah, we want half only.
Unless you got cashier's check.
I would like half only.
Are we still waiting for Dana?
Right now, if you're interested, just raise your hand.
Right now, if you're interested in buying a card, raise your hand and Larry will come to you. You know, conventions, if you're not familiar with conventions, there's always fundraising of all kinds going on.
They're ready to bleed. Yes.
He's busy right now.
Oh, that's a glass. Clear.
You want that? Larry, where are
That's
you?
one right there. Never mind.
He's in the back. I'll raise my,
No, I must have given red way to my last leading child or grandchild.
Larry,
I never know.
he's over getting somebody else's money.
They're not working.
Yes, yes.
I come to need a check right to implement their one
I'll find someone.
Oh, Dave did assist with that. He's pretty good at.
Should have got some more cash and buy more.
Oh, we got even.
Comes over the table.
I don't.
Yes. I don't know.
I have the water here. You have the water or the lemon?
Oh, there's water right here.
May I have your
Laura's gonna
attention,
get
please?
lemonade, you wanna trade glasses?
I would like to call to order
Same, Eric.
the banquet of the National Federation of Blind of Idaho 2022. The best convention ever. And go home and spread that around to those who didn't come. All right, for our invocation, Wanda Jolly will offer our invitation this evening.
Okay, I guess I am. I thought it was too. Sandy,
Yes.
come up there.
Right here, Wanda. Or, yeah. Okay, she's delegated to Dave.
Oh, nice. Yes, he's closer than I am. to the
Well,
higher
you were
powers.
up here.
You were there.
I know.
He's close
It happens all the time. We're gonna sit prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be this group of CNFB. We're so grateful for the lessons we have, and for everyone's safety and the good spirits here. We ask that God bless us this evening to have a wonderful time that we'll learn a lot, and that God will bless the food that will nourish and strengthen our bodies. And we ask this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
You bet.
Now, Lynn tonight would like to have a moment.
I just wanted to thank everybody that came and got a massage. I still have my chair set up in the back if anybody feels the desire still. But just to let you know that I collected $100 and I gave it to Dawn to donate to the affiliate. But thank you again for everybody that came, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you. All right, if I may have your attention, please. I'd like to start off by introducing the head table. And this setup is a little bit different than I'm usually accustomed to. The podium is not in the middle of the head table. It's as we are facing you, it's at the right end of the head table. So I'm going to start introductions from the far left. We are pleased to have with us this weekend Richard Gibbs from Texas. And his lovely wife, Emily, who is also the president of the Texas Organization of Parents of Blind Children. And next to Emily is our great state treasurer, Don Winnicky. And next to Don, I will skip for the moment. And then we have our wonderful state president, Dana Ard. And then myself, for those of you who may not know who I am by now, I'm Sandy Streeter, first vice president of the state affiliate and president of the Snake River Valley chapter. Thank you, thank you. I have been telling everyone recently that I have been president of the chapter for about 4 years. Last week, I was going through notes and realized I've been president since 2015. So I guess time has flown, right?
Would you like some water?
All right, at this time, if I may have your attention, at this time, I would like the Snake River Valley chapter to come together if you can. Not, you don't have to be right on top of each other, but try to get in the same vicinity.
I wonder where that would be. That's right. But I don't know
Yeah.
where it is.
We're all close.
Somebody take a picture of them.
Yeah, we need photos.
Come on, you well, we want it for videos.
Oh, videos.
You are?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
That would be
boy.
better.
That'll be something.
Okay.
My voice, everybody, towards the front.
And Natalie, there's a cable taped to the floor down there, so make sure people don't step over that. Huh? Yes, yes, we have. Yes.
Up here, good boy.
All right. Are we good enough?
Are we taking a picture?
Is Dave right here?
Okay. May I have your attention? I forgot my gavel, but I can still make a lot of noise. All right. We're here to pay our debt. Back in October, okay, guys, back in October, BYU played BSU in football. And it was agreed at that time that the losing team would get up at convention and sing "I'm a Little Teapot."
With actions, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to step away from the microphone because I'm not a good singer. I will sing, but you don't want to hear me over everyone else. And the ending may be hard to hear because the Batemans have their own rendition of the ending. All right, here we go. Who's gonna?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Video.
Okay, let's start. Hold on, let me get you.
Let's do a video.
Okay, she wants to get a good video on. All right.
Ready?
I'm
a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When you take me over, there are no doubt. Oh, tip me over and pouring out. Woo! You won that game again. You wasn't who won that game, people. Oh yeah, go ahead and use it. It was
Thank you. So now we have paid our debt, and I'm sure one day we will be the winners.
Right, come back down to the challenge.
I forgot.
It's okay.
Our food will be coming.
It is.
I want to take a moment to thank the hotel staff for
Yes.
their work this weekend and their kindness. And
Here, here.
for most of you that may not be aware,
That's
many of your servers, if not all of your servers,
2 or 3
are
here.
staff. They have other positions. They're not just servers. Even the general manager was serving us last night. So let's thank them. Let me also tell you that Melanie Murdoch, who is the general manager, her brother Darren and his wife Dottie are in the Snake River Valley chapter. And they were not able to participate this weekend. Darren is a diabetic on dialysis, but he has other health issues. And Dottie's health is not real good either. So we have missed them. We hope that they have been able to get in on some of the streaming.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Melanie.
No,
Thank
she's
you.
got her.
We're proud to have you with us. It's been a wonderful couple of days. You're fabulous people, and everyone on my team has just been raving about this experience and such wonderful guests. So thank you for letting us take care of you. I hope you have a great time.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to sit down for a moment and take a few bites.
Door prize.
Yes, we need a door prize. Thank you. And we have some really good ones. You can do a couple.
Yeah, we'll do a couple. Okay, so we have a Starbucks Holding Tribute Blend and a Cox's Cream Honey.
Pay attention. There'll be plenty of time to talk. So far, not in
Yeah, don't put it in your mouth.
She put it in her ranch dressing. Just so that you-
How do you see?
Sue Brooks.
Larry.
Okay.
Steve,
Yeah.
Yes,
Somebody
thank you for your help in
left a
hospitality.
bag hanging on the back of a chair.
All right, so next we have a
And I think it
hand-knitted
was one of your
scarf
chapters.
and
I didn't
chocolate,
check to see what's in the bag, but
and also a
Is it still over there?
I
Cox's
think so.
Cream
It was
Honey,
there on the, when I came through.
and it's going
I'll go
to
check.
Leslie.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna do one more.
It was right close to that door.
Okay, this one is a $30 Longhorn gift certificate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love our steak. Yes. Salmon too. And this is going to. Okay, Richard Gibbs. I'm not sure there's someone in Texas, so. You know, awesome. Okay, we'll do more in a little bit.
About mine.
You know what my one order is?
I don't know what else on the agenda. It'll be after
Been that long? 3 years.
Well, I mean, we did the.
Yeah.
We had a whole convention, so it's hard to understand that some of our minds are fuzzy.
No, I don't remember the normal.
Normally, convention, like my state convention, how cheap Think about that. And this year, it doesn't but what we didn't do is talk about what you can't get from Zoom. And I think we need to do that both for the people that are on Zoom now and the people that have well, true.
That's good living.
Going that way, yeah. Thank you for giving me water.
Mm-hmm.
I love lemonade.
Need some water.
Yeah, like, and really to decide how to handle the money. But there will be money to help people who need it. They're like, it's like,
Yeah. Round trip to from Moscow to Orleans is like $2,000. Yeah.
well,
Where-
if you
where?
can arrange to go from Spokane, it would be a lot less. And I would urge that.
From Moscow to New Orleans.
$2,000. Yeah, Moscow, they charge extra money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can fly from Spokane. Where you're going, but Spokane probably but airline tickets are up like man, how quick we can get them. I don't know about my
They're going up, but their service is going down.
Yeah, JetBlue.
JetBlue and Alaska Airlines are both having trouble putting pilots in the seats.
Oh, really?
they're all having trouble. And part of it is because people have been so feisty about right now. Yeah, that's why the airline news commentators are not very good at saying because they're not quiet. Doesn't mean a lot of people really wear it. And I hope they will.
We did announce, let's see, Thursday of last week, they announced, or I guess it was this week, they were flying through the air. I was talking to a guy, a ham operator, that had flown from somewhere down south to St. Louis. And in the middle of the flight, they announced over the PA, the pilot come on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you might like to hear this. We just took the mask mandate away, so you guys can do what you want with the mask back there." I guess the plane about erupted.
Well, at least you didn't say take it off.
Yeah, he just said, "Dude."
All right, you guys, we're gonna do another door prize. All right, so this next one is a $20 cash door prize donated by the Snake River Valley chapter. Leanne Gillespie. Leanne. Nuri? Nuri Vera. Okay. She wants
It's actually a simple task. If I could remember it.
Okay, we're gonna do one more. So this next one is a $10 cash prize, a coupon for a free jamba, and a Cox's honey.
Diana Word?
Oh, she's not here.
Oh, she's not here.
That is what.
Emily Gibbs.
Yeah, that's big.
French, they say du lot.
Yep, you go.
El agua. Yep. Was there a bag there, Dave?
A what?
Did you find that bag?
I found Larry's, that one blue bag.
I don't know. I didn't know. He's like, this is not maybe it shouldn't be left in that room all by itself.
No.
Yeah, it was Larry's. I gave it to him. I found out from the girls. He said,
Okay.
thank you.
I was trying to tell him, but I couldn't get his attention. He's selling his 50-50 tickets. This is not a roof school. Yeah.
Just selling those cards. Larry's like,
I don't know whether, I don't know what to do. Maybe it's a doorbell. Jack's was very famous. They were like $85. I ordered one.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention? I don't know why I forgot my gavel. I did.
Use a nice handle.
May I have your attention, please? I would like to recognize some guests of mine tonight.
I know, we miss it too. I miss it so much.
Yeah, but my guests are very special. I've kind of adopted them as daughter and granddaughters. And my friend Chris Peck has been here. She was here yesterday from 8:30 until 5 o'clock. And she came back today and was here from 8:30 until 5 o'clock. And she went back to Blackfoot, picked up her girls, and came back for the banquet. And I have known them almost 10 years. And they're very special. They do a lot for me. And Allie, she came from far away to be here tonight. She has been going to school at BYU Hawaii. And she got here last Thursday, but Kayla has been gone 18 months serving a LDS mission in Eastern Tennessee, and she got home last Thursday. So the family has been very busy the past week. I say last Thursday, I mean a week ago Thursday for both of them. But their family has been very busy. They've had a lot of family in Blackfoot visiting, and they've been to Utah to attend a niece and cousin's wedding. So, I don't know if Chris came to the convention to get away from family. She loves her children. These are two of her 5 children. So we're glad to have them back. They both will be going to school in the fall. So we will enjoy them while we have them. Also, I just like to hear from some of you, and I don't always give notices as to what I'm going to ask you to do. But, you know, it's important to us that we hear from you and we know what your opinions are about the NFB, how you found the NFB. I would like to call on, who would be a good one? I know, I have not had a chance to really meet this person, but Catherine.
Oh.
Can someone get her a microphone?
Do they have it?
Yeah, we have one up here.
Do we have a roaming mic? Okay.
Got the one over there.
Catherine, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do.
Yes, you do.
I would like for you to tell us how long you have been in the NFB and what brought you into the NFB.
Oh, that's easy. I was diagnosed to go blind.
But when?
2009,
Okay.
and they said I had a very rare disease where I could go blind tomorrow, it could stabilize, or it could just stay the same until, old age doesn't work. But it didn't happen that way.
Okay.
So they gave me the option where I could just see it again, just spontaneously see it. Oh, that's my fourth choice, and I chose it.
So we're having trouble hearing you. If people can please curtail your
Yes,
conversation.
talking and very
Okay, I'm sorry, Catherine.
Okay, so.
Speak into the microphone.
Okay, so I was diagnosed to go blind in 2008, and I didn't really realize anything was happening to me till 2012. And unfortunately, I couldn't go to the, I had to search out what I could do for my, what I could do about this diagnosis by myself, because I didn't have any other sources to go to, and I never had any information provided to me where I could search some help out. So I did some research, and I found out that there was an Idaho Commission for the Blind. And I called up and talked with my guidance counselor, the counselor, and I was on the road to recovery. I had stayed at the door for 16 months and learned all I could, because I didn't know what was going to happen to me. And when, so I wanted to be really prepared. And so I left about 16 months later and was secured work and continued on living my life and waiting for anything or nothing to happen.
Thank you.
That's how I got there.
And you are from the Boise area?
I'm Burley.
Burley?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, good. And I want everyone to know that Catherine was the first person to take an envelope of tickets for the raffle from me. So thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
All right. Now, the next person I'm going to pick on, I'll probably pay for. I would like to hear from Chris Pack
I'm gonna pick on someone else to talk.
for her
Probably gonna pay for
to
it.
give us her thoughts about the first convention that she has attended. Now, she has attended one of our blindness awareness banquets that the Snake River Valley chapter has done. But as a sighted person, I would like to hear her thoughts.
I'm just a microphone girl, so I held the microphone for the
Oh.
iPad, that's all I did. It's right here, I have it, I'm talking in it.
Where's Chris?
I'm right here. Nice, remember? If I could be funny, it's been an eye-opening experience.
Okay, I'm gonna run ahead.
I think that
Give her your attention, please.
being Sammy's friend for this 10 years has given me a better appreciation for all that you're able to do. And I mean, everything from taking care of your own homes to, cooking and just everything, navigating the world outside your homes and
I don't know what's below.
I have
I know.
I feel it's honorable, it's something to respect, and I'm grateful to have known her. I'm grateful to have been here to hear all of your experiences, and I know it's not, maybe not as easy because you're judged or looked down on or not given the respect that you deserve, but I know that just based on all of your personalities and your humor, that you're persevering very well, and I've appreciated all of your comments and all of your thoughts and all of your inspirational speeches. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chris. I told her recently that she's the best daughter ever. I have 2 biological daughters. You don't see them here, do ya? All right, enjoy your food.
Okay. That is going okay. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So, your other suspect. That's the reaction. You have to go into anaphylactic shock when you're. But you don't have anaphylactic shock. And like when I have nausea, vomiting, stomach ulcers, all of that, then happens. So they call it machine sensitivity. But I also have an allergy to synthetic opioids, like hydrocodone and things like that. But they call it hypersensitivity. It's not harsh, but it won't, like, it's what we're at. Yeah, it just makes all of my organs go to sleep in about 30 seconds. But it won't make my hair look swell. I never, like, I wasn't aware, a couple times they've given it to me. I wasn't aware they were giving it to me. They weren't aware
someone one top toward the bottom part.
Here's a steak knife for you, if that makes life easier.
Thank you. My chicken's soft and I've got inside.
I got them right here.
Yes.
Oh, it's delicious.
What do you have?
She's having what you have. It's very good. Yours guys looks good too.
So they don't know until you use it.
BYU Hawaii. It's kind of a neat school. Yeah, they've got one. They got Idaho now, and then they got one in Hawaii. It's been there quite a while. It's on the eastern side of the island. It's not as busy or not as populated over there. It's not as populated on the eastern side of the island.
Oh, got it. Oh, no.
Yeah, the top side is softer.
This is the first base what I have to pay. Yeah, you can't do that much.
You had a can of asparagus?
Yes. I don't know how. They do not know that.
Because they stopped carrying.
Well, I guess that's right.
Got great.
So it didn't grow that much.
All right, we're gonna do another door prize. So this one is a hand knitted gift bag with a scarf and chocolates donated by Ramona.
You're quite a knitter.
Oh, yeah.
Kayla Powell.
When it gets cold outside, Dave's always wearing that sweater you need.
All right, and the next one we're gonna do is a $15 gift card to Olive Garden donated by Larry and Sue.
Lemony, is it lemony? I can't tell if it's lemon. No, I think it's or I don't think it's lemon, no, I think it's
The top of it's softer.
Is Paul Vanel here? All right. Marcy's
Oh, yeah. Well,
That was the woman's fifth time.
Let it go.
let it go.
Doesn't change our color.
She wouldn't come up with
Yeah, the bottom part is hard to read.
She ran the This is like a good group of parents and little kids to get together and play. Like the little kids house. I haven't seen it was
I do take them to that early.
in Canada, I have a lot of family in Canada. My relative there, his cousin has a baby. She's got 8 months. 8 months. With her daughter.
Plus, she's
Here, my kid's art teacher had her son 6 weeks ago. And she had used the vacation time on top of that, and she's already back to work.
How many weeks ago?
6.
Wow.
I was like, I was walking.
Too bad it happened.
Yeah, I was going to school.
Most of them are.
I think they have. Like my daughter had
Stuff inside.
Like purple and blue.
that was one.
Yeah, Washington is definitely. I can't
Yeah, the top side is softer, but the bottom.
I actually like the taste of the fruit, but it's hard to
I was really lucky.
Bringing your desserts around, brownies, stay on your left.
Yeah.
I believe these are all good. Let me just double check. Okay.
My daughter can make but
You girls are cooks too?
We do it all.
Thank you. My phone must put it inside. Okay, so
yeah. I mean, but then we're, you don't have to
call it for you. I've got mine on.
my pepper.
If I can have your attention again, please. Sorry if I keep interrupting. I'm just wondering how many NFB members are here for the first, is this your first convention? Say aye.
Aye.
Well, that sounds like quite a few.
Are you counting open to Zoom?
Yes?
In person or virtual?
Oh, let's say in person.
Take the vote again.
Okay. For the NFB members, how many are there that this is your first in-person convention? Say aye.
Aye.
Woo,
Quite a few.
that sounded like quite a few to me. Hmm. Well, while I'm still interrupting your conversations, I thought of something else that I wanted to say about about the Pack family. Uh, they there are 5 children in the family, and 4 of them are now driving. And I was a passenger in the car with each one of them when they had their learner's permit. I think Sammy, I didn't ride with her until she actually had her license, but.
Who's the best driver? Choose wisely, Sammy.
Who's lying? What did you say, Allie?
She said choose wisely.
Oh, choose wisely.
Driving.
Well, let me think. Yeah, I'm getting a ride home tonight, so I better not. They're all good drivers. To my knowledge, they haven't been involved in any accidents that I know of. Benji has? Oh, I think I do remember something. Yeah. Well, I remember riding with Benji for the first time, and he and Chris were taking me to Shelley to meet up with the Batemans, I think, to go to a meeting, and we were turning onto Highway 91 in Blackfoot, and Chris was telling him when to go, and he started going, and she was saying, faster, faster, because he had to get out in front of the oncoming traffic. So anyway, they're good truck drivers. I rode with Allie all the way to Utah, all the way to Salt Lake one time. Yeah, so, okay, I'll see if I can keep my stories to myself.
You didn't tell the Kane story.
The Kane, which one?
Chris asked you, can you drive? And you're like, yeah, I just held the Kane out there and wrapped it around. That was not your joke. That was somebody else's.
I didn't remember that. But speaking of a Kane story, a few weeks ago, I was sitting in the pew at church, minding my own business, listening to the speaker. My neighbors who I rode with were to my left. There was some space open to my right. So I had my cane kind of leaning up, from the floor to the seat. And all of a sudden, I put my head down to realize that my cane wasn't there. So I moved my foot around a little bit to see if it had fallen on the floor. Couldn't find it. I turned to my 80-something-year-old neighbor sitting beside me and said, do you see my cane? And I think she first said no, and then she said, the little kid has it.
Oh,
and so I turned to the child and I said, can I have my cane? And he didn't do anything. And Beverly goes, give her her pole. And so he did, but then I moved it. Well, no, I took it again, laid it like I had it, but I put my hand on it, and I started noticing that someone was pulling it from the tip. And so I finally grasped it again and put it on the other side of me. Well, it kept happening. The kid was on the floor under the pew in front of me, pulling on the cane. So I was using a collapsing cane, so I finally just grabbed it and folded it up and put it in my lap. So it was kind of funny.
Take off.
It's entertainment. Yeah.
Kids are fascinated by it. Yes. Uh-huh. And I was just getting them to stuff from the rest of my side. Yep. And as they went to sleep, yeah, they had done get you. And like, so
I hear the I hear they're good here. Veggie burgers.
kind of descriptive of what it was a very, but it was very funny the way the sentence came out. Like, yep.
Depending on the brand, but I had one of these at the restaurant on Friday,
Oh,
and I made a yes. I was just like, when I finished it, I was kind of like,
Yeah, I did. We got good dessert up here at about 1 o'clock.
I'm not right.
Couldn't tell. Yeah, got some kind of oil on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually surprised that we're in Idaho. I know. No, we
sell a lot.
Yeah.
you know, that's not really a problem. Potatoes that are under
Really?
not plants themselves like this.
That's right. Oh, that's right there. Thank you. And it's not so. Yeah.
Like, let's make sure.
Nice, tasty brownie. You're gonna like it. Yeah, I'm not really into it. This is really good.
All right, we're doing another door prize.
Well, that's true. Nobody can beat
All
Jane.
right, so this one is $20 cash prize donated by Treasure Valley chapter and Lynn, $20 cash prize. All right, our next one is $10 cash
Changing my
prize. A
tuna
bottle
bag.
of the Cox's raw honey and 2 crochet hangers that are pink and camel colored, made by Susan. So Trudy Barrett. All right, we're gonna do one more. We're doing another $20 cash prize. This is donated by Snake River Valley chapter. Amber Morgan! Okay, we're gonna do another one. A little celebration. Okay, another $20 cash prize. This is donated by Treasure Valley again. Drum roll. Brittany! Dyson. $20 cash prize.
Boy, right on your table. Brittany. Lynn's. She's the Lynn's girlfriend.
Oh.
Larry's son.
Larry and Vicky's son.
It's his girlfriend. Girlfriend. Yes. Yeah, she is.
So I've only got 18 cards left out of 54.
So the bank's getting up there. If you want to get a card, let me know.
Yeah.
Did you try to check that? You want to still do it out? No. But I'm right. They don't. You know, it's like,
We just need to set up so they can run a card on Square.
yeah.
What? Probably don't. I use it.
Last time Harry did everything on that. Yeah, it was hard.
I do it when I'm driving. Sometimes they want tips, they don't have cash. I think this is it's this one here.
Is there another water then?
Is that empty?
Well, a little bit right now.
There's 3 or 4 up there. We'll get you some more. Yeah, she's gonna bring another one full. Well, what do you think, Allison?
About the brownie?
Yeah, pretty good.
It is good. It's very dense. It's good.
She said, nope, it's not, don't eat that. She brought me strawberries and blueberries.
I've actually started.
Yeah, no, I like the brownie. The dense, like the I'm not the one with the sweet tooth. My husband's the one who likes it.
He likes the sweet stuff.
Yeah, always. Yes, really well. Me too. Baby does eat. Yeah, he always likes things that
I like strawberries. Just strawberries.
I like savory things that aren't. But I just eat the savory ones.
Can I top up anyone's waters before I leave this picture here?
Hope you don't mind me moving them like that.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Makes it easy to pick up.
It does make it easier.
You like the brownie or the pie? Pretty good.
Would you like soda water?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now we can put you right here with you guys.
All right, if I may have your attention again, please. We are going to give everyone just a very few minutes to make sure that you have put your raffle tickets in the appropriate buckets. So if you still need to do that,
What are you gonna win?
or if you still need to buy a raffle ticket,
One savory one.
Dana has some raffle tickets to sell.
It's got lots
So
of chocolate
please,
caramel and
Take this time to make sure that your tickets are in the buckets.
It did have some.
Yeah.
I think it did, but it was mostly.
remember. Yeah.
Where did you put the ones I have in the house together?
Yeah.
Figure out what the flavor was. How about you? Where are you at?
Well, I'm hoping one will get the tactile one that has a talking wind. It'll read you make tags. name them with your own voice.
Oh,
Tells you what they're. Yeah.
I have one of those, and I lost it for like about 5 years.
Really?
No, I found it, and it was still working.
Really?
I just had misplaced it, and I was wearing it around. Yeah, that is a fun tool.
Yeah, really.
Technology, I did have a portable braille display. I'll make that school. They should do it take $400 to replace it. I said, I'm not replacing it.
Yeah.
And so I'll associate them a lot better. Oh, yes.
Because they have these stickers. That's what you scan.
Okay. Put that on the luggage.
I'm talking, let's get out another, so we have another championship.
That's cool.
And chocolate.
You win it.
So I handed it back with kitchen towels and chocolates. Susan Bradley.
Hey, Susan.
Now we have a $20 cash prize donated by the Police Empire chapter.
Police Empire.
Susan Ford.
I did not many.
The ones.
You'll find it out in a place for you.
Hopefully, other people are more comfortable than I am.
They are the best.
Well,
Yes, they are. Back to their to your left. Yeah. At the back, at the left.
Which one? Very good. Oh, I put some in there. I put some for, one of beautiful, I think.
Yes, it looks. Yeah, or just, yeah. Or something like
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna double check, make sure I got my phone. What tickets are those?
So you can come here.
Well, I don't know where it is.
I have one that my brother brought back from
Oh, it
India.
is in my pocket.
That got a embroidered elephant.
No, I'll just go with it where it was.
Huh?
I'll just go with it
Yeah,
where
I
it
was
was.
gonna bring it on the trip, and then I was like, no.
What numbers do they read?
Too good to put in my
The
backpack.
math-
And if the four numbers, like,
Yeah.
Last
4,
four?
3, 5, 2.
Yeah, 4501, 4502, 354,
All right, so
353.
we have 4 more door prizes.
One more.
So, okay, this one.
It's so good. You did something, yeah.
You're right. Oh, you're right back.
It's weird. Like the whole thing, it has magnets on the outside. It sets it down and the cover flips up over it. So you can change the outside of it. So
Okay.
it has to be on the inside of a purse. Changing colors. Well, that, I guess, that would
Okay. We have a $50 off a purchase through gift card. Just kidding. Here, Emily's gonna tell you.
Hi, it's Emily Gibbs, and 64-ounce Games has donated a $50 gift card.
Oh.
Richard Strong. Nikki Bateman. So, Vicki, I will stop by and get your email address from you.
I just received a text a few minutes ago, and our streaming is being picked up outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's good. How long? I was gonna say the ISS. ISS. That's good. I say picked up by the ISS space station. Yeah.
Okay, Lynn has 5 cards to sell. I've got 5 cards, and then we'll have the whole deck gone for $270. So I just need to buy 10 more tickets.
I'll call it. If I call it, is it silent? Let me try and see. Oh, David, go.
I have been turning it off.
No, but right to voice.
So it's off.
They're going to send me around. It went right to voice.
That's so it's off.
It's off. And then Jim was going to talk to you. You think it's in here? Yes, he doesn't know.
I've been too many places.
One more card.
One more.
Larry, you are a card. You are.
what?
I said you are a card.
I know.
Susan wants it, Larry.
Here, give me that. Who wants it?
Susan has.
Susan?
Yeah, they put them on the bench outside. And I'm like,
What's that?
if you can't return the bag, all of it.
Today?
Today, after the car.
I know.
How about your coat?
There it is.
Oh, good.
I just don't know. So I want to check. What that picture on it. Thank you, Mark. Smarty girl.
And they never did bring us any makeup. Never done. We didn't ask for it.
So we have 4 or 5?
About 5. Yeah, they kind of see it together.
All right, let's try to wrap up, please, so we can get on with our program. I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes to get back to your seats, please. And we'll give you another opportunity to fill the buckets before we do the drawing.
I would love to have it. It is such an community. I think that it would be whenever it was 6 years ago. It's because they had an affordable hotel. So Moscow has been there.
Are we working our way back to our seats?
Most are at the seat.
They're big hotels, but they're nicer.
Yes, ma'am. Almost
You're like
there.
hard inside, is that what it is?
Okay.
I was making the one nugget. Yeah.
All right, this way, Jenna, in public.
That'd be great, a karaoke.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
This
Oh, no,
way.
I just know the one.
You should win something. You're almost here. Okay. Right here.
Oh.
Down this way. Right here.
Yeah, that would be horrible. But when I did it in March,
All right, yes. Okay. I would like to introduce our speaker for tonight. All right, may I have your attention, please? This is a very important time of our banquet. We all need to listen and enjoy and perhaps learn some things. This individual is the President Emeritus of the National Federation of the Blind of Massachusetts. She's a member of the National Board of Directors, a licensed social worker. She worked as a psychiatric clinician and supervisor specialist in trauma treatment for many years. Most recently, she authorized psychiatric emergency admission for several companies. She currently serves as Director of Social Services at the Massachusetts Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. She soon will be moving to South Maine. Do you say South Maine or Southern Maine?
Southern Maine.
Southern Maine, okay. She is also married, the mother of 2 grown children, and has a wonderful granddaughter. At the time of this printing, she was 15 months old. How is she? How old is she now?
She's almost 17 months now.
Oh, she's almost 17 months. Very good. So I present to you our national representative, Amy Rule.
Thank you all. It really is delightful to be with all of you. And I know I'm in the right group because people tear up in this affiliate. So I feel right at home. You know, if anybody had ever told me 10 or 15 years ago that I would be standing up here doing this, I would have told them they really needed to see me in my office. Because I never, ever thought I would do anything like being in a blindness organization or being a leader in one. To give you a bit of history, I was born in Western Massachusetts, far from Boston, and I have retinopathy of prematurity, which basically means that I got baked in the incubator when I was born because I was 3 months early. I was 2 pounds, 13 ounces, and went down to 115. In those days, because I'm old, in those days, most people didn't live. But I lived. I'm not supposed to be here, but I made it. And I lived, but the only way they could keep me alive was to put me in an incubator and give me constant oxygen, which destroyed my optic nerve. So nobody told my parents, because they really didn't know what kind of damage there would be. But nobody told my parents, but after they took me to doctors in Boston and New York, it was pretty well documented that I was not able to see. So my parents had absolutely no idea what to do with me. Now, you might say that's a bad thing. Actually, it was kind of a good thing, because since they didn't know what to do with me, they just treated me normally. And when it came time, well, it was funny because I have an older sister, and my mother would bring me with her when she took my sister to school. And the school officials said, you know, there are special schools for your other daughter. And my mother would just not say anything. And then the Department of Special Education started coming around. And they started talking about sending me to 100 miles away to Perkins, School for the Blind. And my mother didn't want her 5-year-old going away. So we started talking about public schools. So trial by fire for me at age 3 was going to what they then called nursery school. Now we call it preschool. So I went to nursery school. And in those days, we didn't get canes as children. That didn't happen until much later. And, but actually it worked out pretty well because this was my trial. Like if they figured if I could make it in nursery school, they might try me in public school. So the kids and I figured it out pretty quickly that if we were going to go anywhere and I was going to go with them, they either had to talk or they had to grab my hand and we would run. So that's what we did. And I didn't have any problems except one kid who kept trying to hit me and run away. Well, that worked for about a week. And then I grabbed her and locked her in a closet. Now today, I probably would have been disciplined, you know, I probably would have had to go to therapy for treatment. But in those days, the teacher called my mother up and she was laughing like hell. But anyway, it worked. So when I got to public school, I was the problem. So they wouldn't let me start for the first 3 days of kindergarten because they had to get everybody else settled before the problem showed up. But I got there, and after they figured out that I could walk and chew gum at the same time, it wasn't so bad. Now, there was no teacher of the visually impaired where I lived. We didn't have a teacher of the blind. I didn't have any kind of specialist or anything available. So I just tried to learn as best I could, and when I got to first grade, I got a brailer. The Lions Club gave me a brailer, and my mother and a volunteer from town were one lesson ahead of me in Braille. And I didn't get to start till the spring of my first grade year, but by the time the summer came, I was all caught up to my class because I was a voracious reader, even then. And so basically, you know, all the teachers, we only had one, it was a very small school, we only had one class of each grade. And every teacher of the next grade was quaking because I was going to show up, but they didn't know what to do with me. But we all learned together. And I have to tell you, I didn't go to any kind of special classes. I wasn't taught to read Braille in the prescribed way. I didn't have every specialized, you know, extra curriculum that they teach now. But I did learn social skills, and I learned how to get along with people. And I learned to have a sense of humor because you sometimes needed it. I mean, there were a few tough times. I can remember hanging from the uneven parallel bars, upside down. And then somebody said, "How do we explain the next step?" And I'm thinking, couldn't you have thought about this before I got up here? And I didn't do so hot at some of the sports. But I was a great volleyball service because you know what? They never knew where that ball was going to go. But for the most part, you know, I pretty much went along like everybody else. And one of the things that always has amazed me as I've gotten older and talked to kids who are in public schools now, and the worries about stigma about Braille, people thought Braille was cool. People didn't care that I read Braille. As a matter of fact, they used to fight to be able to play with my Brailler or read my name. They didn't care. They thought it was great. I never had problems making friends. I didn't. I was so lucky in that regard. And I think part of that was because everybody just kind of expected that I was going to do what everybody else did. Because if I didn't, I already knew that if I didn't make it in public school, I was going to go to Perkins School for the Blind. And I didn't want to go 100 miles away from home. I didn't want to go to a special school. I wanted to be like everybody else. So things progressed and, you know, I kind of moved along. I was lucky. I did well in school. I was academically interested. I didn't have all my books the way I would have liked. I learned calculus from a tape. Oh my God. I'm lucky I passed. But I excelled at music. And that was great until I hit high school, and that was the first time I ever had any discrimination. They had this really cool musical group that went around the country. That's how good they were. And they had blind auditions where they let the 8th graders come in. In those days, we didn't have, we had junior high, which was 7th and 8th grade. And you could audition for this very select group, but they put you behind a screen so they didn't know who you were. And I auditioned, and I got in. But then the music director said I couldn't because I was blind. And music was really my life. I mean, when I was in 8th grade, there were 8 musical groups in the junior high, and I was in 7 of them. The only one I wasn't in was the Woodsman, because that was all guys. And so he said I couldn't be in it because I was blind and I couldn't read music because I didn't learn Braille music. And in those days, you know, it was, well, you just have to understand some people are like that. And so I dropped out of music. And that was really the first discrimination I ever had. I had one math teacher who wouldn't take me in her class. We were tracked in those days, you know. It wasn't like the bluebirds and the redbirds. We were groups 1, 2, and 3. They were none too subtle about which group you were in. But other than that, the world was my oyster. I really felt like I was gonna do fine. I went to college. That was kind of an interesting experience because most of the kids I went to college with had never seen a blind person up close and personal. But I had an interesting thing that happened there too. I went to college with Martin Luther King's eldest daughter. And we were in the same philosophy class. And so after about the first week, she was really funny. She came over to me and she said, "Amy, we need to sit together." I said, "Okay, glad to do it, but tell me why." She said, "Because if we don't sit together, they're all going to go blind because they don't know whether to stare at you or stare at me." So we sat together for the rest of the semester. And college was a great experience. I was believe it or not, I was very, very shy. And so I didn't go to breakfast. I went to lunch only because I had to pass it to get up to my room. We had houses we lived in. And I did go to dinner, but I will tell you, I was very shy. And I was not uncomfortable being away from home, but I wasn't used to people staring at me all the time. And all that changed one night. Reminds me of the fire story that Amber and Natalie told. Except that when the fire drill went off, we had houses, we didn't have dorms. I was on the 4th floor of a 4th-floor walk-up in the shower. And we had 2 minutes to get out. Now, I probably should have just stayed in the shower because, as Dana rightly said, there was water. But I didn't want them coming looking for me. So I bolted out of the shower, threw a towel around me, and ran like hell, and got out before some of the kids on the 2nd floor. So people thought I was pretty cool after that. And then the following week, we had this tradition at the college I attended, in which one day they would just ring the bell at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and that meant there were no classes, and you just went out and played, and went and hiked and did all sorts of interesting things. And I was all excited because people had invited me to go boating, and I thought that was a real breakthrough. Well, unfortunately, I went down to breakfast, and when I got back up to my room, there was a stray cat that people were feeding and so forth, and the darn thing got in my room and went to the bathroom all over my bed. So instead of going on the boating trip, I cleaned the room. But I took it in stride and I kind of laughed about it, although I really don't like cats, I have to tell you all. But I was kind of a good sport, and that kind of broke the ice. And all of a sudden, everybody was fine. And my tape recorder broke the first semester, and I had a sign-up list of kids volunteering to read to me, which was just awesome. And for the rest of the time I was in college, I only was there 3 years because I was on full scholarship, and I thought it was going to run out. So I accelerated and took 20 credits a semester. So I did that, got through college, went right on to grad school, was very lucky, got a full scholarship again, went right on to grad school, had some great internships, didn't have any problem there. And then the whammy hit. Look for a job. I graduated at the top of my class. I was helping people with their term papers. I was a TA, so I was a teaching assistant by the time I was at the end of my first year. And yet I couldn't get a job because nobody wanted to believe that a blind person could be a clinical social worker. And everybody kept saying, why don't you go work with the blind? Well, that was not my interest. Nothing against blind people, but I didn't really want to work with the blind. I wanted to do psychiatric work. And so it took me 11 months to get a job. And I'm not kidding, I literally ate one meal every other day so I could stay in my own apartment. But it was okay, I got very inventive. I won't tell you some of the meals I ate, but they were interesting. But then I got a job. It was the worst job I could ever think of for a blind person. Now, these days it wouldn't be so bad because we got GPS and cell phones and video and all that. But this was in the dark ages. And so I had 90 clients who I visited on foot in their houses in a portion of Boston I'd never been in. So I learned to flag down truck drivers. I knew all the police. And you know what happened that was really very magical? My clients were elderly shut-ins, as they used to call them in those days. I hate that term. But anyway, they were elderly people who could not leave their homes easily. Many of them were in 4 or 5 floor walk-ups. And they were so happy to see somebody who cared about them that they used to stand at the window when they knew I was coming and knock on the window. I never asked them to do this, but they would knock on the window so that I would know when to turn. And believe it or not, I did that job. It took me a lot longer than it took other people. Sometimes I would be out there for 12 hours, but I did it. And after that, some of the doors opened more quickly. And I will tell you that I really had very little contact with blind people. I was the only blind person. I was the first blind person within a 50-mile radius who ever went K to 12 in the public school system. I went to a camp for the blind, and that was fun. But I found in some ways that, at least for me, I ended up hanging around with kids who were a lot older than I was. And I enjoyed the experience, but I really wasn't all that, blindness wasn't such a big part of my life. It really wasn't something I thought that much about until I hit the world of work and then realized that the world really wasn't ready for me. So I just went on, I was working, I got married, I bought a house, I had kids, I was kind of going along my own way. And then I decided that at our offices, we were starting to use computers, and I thought, oh my God, this is great. I'd never used a computer. I came late to it. I didn't start until the 1990s. But I thought this would be great because, then I can actually read what I type, because I learned to type when I was 7, but I couldn't read it. And so I decided it was time to learn the computer. And there was this group of computer users, blind users in Boston. So I thought, okay, this is great. I'm going to go learn from these people. Bad timing. They were all in DOS, and I was going to learn Windows. So I joined the group, and it was a bunch of geeky old guys. And they didn't like this upstart interloper woman who would ask really obvious, stupid questions, and they didn't like it. And they were really kind of nasty. There are a lot of them are my friends now, but they were really kind of nasty to me. So I went away and I was really angry, and then I got even more angry, and I said, darn it. Didn't really say darn it, but darn it, I'm going back. And so I went back, and I said, I kept asking my questions, and they didn't know the answers because they were all in DOS. class, and I was gonna learn Windows. And so because I tend to be rather organized, I have a big mouth, as you all know by now. Suddenly I became vice president of the group. And I became the trainer because I was learning Windows and they were behind me in that process. So I worked with that group of computer users for 20 years. I was the president for almost 20 years. And that was my foray into working with blind people in any capacity. And then I took several jobs. I worked in a hospital, I worked for a home care corporation, I worked for the Department of Mental Health as a psychiatric social worker and a trauma therapist. And then I decided to take a break from the career, and I went to work at National Braille Press running their Braille Literacy Initiative. And I traveled around the country. I went to the US and Canada about 30 weeks a year. I was on the road talking to parents and TBIs and school systems and anybody I could find to try to tell them how important Braille was. And when I did that, that was the first time I ever had anything to do with the National Federation of the Blind, because I was a vendor. So I came and I went to ACB and NFB conventions, but I got intrigued by this organization because I liked the fact that we got things done. And I kept hearing about all of the initiatives and all of the legislation and all of the legal battles that we were taking on. And so when I went back to my career after leaving, some way to come to these conventions. So I figured I better join a chapter. And at the time, my idea was, I want to just be a member. I don't want to have a leadership role. I just am going to be a member. You know, I got plenty to do. I've got kids, you know, okay. So I went and I was a member for about 2.5 minutes. And then unfortunately, I'm gonna learn it yet. I'm a slow learner, but I'm gonna learn it yet. But I didn't learn it then, and I had a big mouth. And I said, what about this? And could we do that? Well, we had a convention, and I have to tell you, our state convention was boring. And I said, you know what? If I've got two choices here, I either have to leave or I have to do something about this, because I'm not going to just stand here and complain. Whining is not my style. It's all about attitude, as Jordana taught us this morning. So I said I'd run the convention. I'd never run a convention in my life. I had no idea what I was doing. But you know what? The next year, I had 20% more attendance and we had a good convention. And I kept running the convention, and then a lot of things happened, and I ended up becoming president of the state. And there I was. And then Margaret Cabono, I was at the national office for a president's meeting, and Mark called me into his office. I thought, oh God, what did I do? You know, the president doesn't usually call me into the office. What the heck? You know, what did I say? I tend to be rather outspoken. And he said, I want you to come on the board. I'm like, what? You want me on the national board? I'm a bit of a maverick. I don't always agree with everything. I speak my mind. But anyway, so that's how I got on the board, and on several subsequent committees. And I don't know what's going to happen. I probably will be off the board this year because I'm no longer state president. And for the most part, state presidents are the people who get on the board. But I think I will tell you, whether it's at the affiliate level or the chapter level or the national level, you really have to practice life balance, because we have such great needs that you can be involved in a meeting almost every night of the week. And you know, it's really difficult to have a life outside of the organization. And I'll tell you, I was working 70 hours a week. I was the president of Massachusetts. I was on the national board, and basically I didn't sleep, which still to this day becomes a fleeting hope that I will ever sleep. But you do need life balance. And so I think I'm probably gonna do some stepping back. And I've promised myself that when I go to Maine, I'm gonna be a member. So stay tuned. Hopefully it'll work this time. But
3.5 minutes.
but you know, it's really interesting. I think, and this is where I'm gonna tear up. I think that the most important thing to me, and as I said this morning, this is something all of you can do, is the opportunity that we have to help other people. You know, I work now with seniors who have lost vision. And for many of them, it's a grief process. And it's a really difficult, and because of the stereotypic images that most of the public have about us, they think their lives are over. And the doctors just dismiss them from their rooms and don't tell them anything about resources. Their families don't know what to do, so they call me and say, should I put my family member in a nursing home? And you know, I've never been in a position where if I mention that I'm blind, that people get excited and happy. But these people are just so excited that they see somebody who's out there in the world and doing things that they never thought somebody who was blind could do. And the capacity to have the impact on those people is just so tremendous. You get so much back. I know I'm over time, and I'm sorry. But I had this situation 2 years ago, just before the pandemic started. We had a coordinator training. We run 36 support groups around the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for people with low vision or no vision. And all the coordinators have to have low vision or be blind. We want in our organization, we believe that blind people should lead. And so we were having a coordinator training, and two women came in, and I was new, and I introduced myself, and we were talking, and one of the women said, I would love a cup of coffee, but I don't know where to get it. And I said, well, you can get coffee. And she said, no, I can't get coffee. I need somebody to help me get coffee. So I said, well, come on, I'll help you get coffee. So over we went, and I showed her how to use it, but I said, I'll pour, because it was paper cups and whatnot. I didn't want her to have a negative experience. So I said, I'll tell you what, you hold it and I'll pour it, and then I'll show you how to know when it's up the top. So we did that. And then she found the cream and sugar, and she found the trash barrel with her cane. And when we were walking back, I was showing her where there was a table, and she said, how much sight do you have? And I said, I don't have any vision at all. I said, I'm lucky. I was born this way. This for me is not such a big deal. And, you know, since then, this woman who is 85 is now using an iPhone, traveling to the grocery store that's around the corner. And she says it all started with that cup of coffee. And what a gift she's given to me, to be able to give back like that. And as a state president, I'm sure Dana can probably relate to this. We had a young man who had lost his vision secondary to diabetes. He lost it very quickly. And he went to our local training center, which I have issues with. And they didn't teach him anything. They decided, since he was diabetic, he couldn't learn Braille. And he had medical issues, so sometimes he wasn't able to complete all of the things that they wanted him to do. And he was homeless. And they put all of his clothes in a plastic bag and sent him to a homeless shelter. And he sat there for almost a year, going to a halfway house during the day for alcoholics and drug addicts, and then going back to the homeless shelter at night. Well, one of the people that was in the class with him at this training center found out about me and contacted me. And it could have been anybody. Could have been any of you, but it was me. And the commission didn't want to pay for him to go to Blind Inc., the Blind Incorporated, where he wanted to go, because they said he'd already had treatment at the Carroll Center. But I fought with the commissioner, and luckily he respected me enough to listen to what I had to say, and he changed his mind. And now this young man is getting a 4.0 in college. He's traveling on his own on buses in Minnesota. He was working part-time until recently. He's doing great. And there was another gentleman who had lost his job, and he had decided he couldn't work because he was now losing his vision. And I'm an access technology trainer on the side, and so I volunteered to try to teach him. And so I taught him some computer skills, and he's now back employed full-time. And it's just, you know, when you give back, you get so much. And I guess, you know, I came into this organization, as I said, because I love the things that we do. I love the power, the empowerment, the collective action. But I stay because of the people. And I just invite all of you to extend yourselves to other people, to help one another, as I've seen you do in this convention, and to just do what you can. Meet people where they are. Don't expect them to be where you are. Meet them where they are and take them with you. So I just want to thank you all again for this opportunity. It's been great to get to know some of you, and I really hope that we meet up again very soon. Thank you all. Appreciate your attention.
Thank you, Amy. It's been truly a pleasure and delight to get to know you these last couple of days, and look forward to future opportunities to meet up with you. At this time, I would ask that Vicki Bateman come to the podium, please.
Can we celebrate with the door prize real quick?
Yes. No, go ahead, one door prize.
Okay, $20 cash from the Snake River Valley chapter. Where's the purple cookie?
Purple.
Natalie Morgan!
You deserve it.
Pieces of it.
I swear it's not.
Too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're funny. I wanted to see what.
Just a big cookie. I didn't buy that.
I gave it to you.
I know you did.
I just wanted to see what they look like. I put so much about fun. They look like
Is there someone in the room whose name is Gina, G-E-A-N? Oh, I'm sorry, it's J. Gina Mari?
Jean Marie Capecchi.
Oh, so she's not here, right? She put she put 4 tickets in a bucket that Larry says doesn't associate with the basket.
Oh.
So we're sorry about that. I guess there's nothing we can do.
Well, stick them in another
She's not
bucket.
here, yeah.
Does it have
Exactly.
braille on it?
They have
Does it have braille on it?
No,
Well, stick them in another bucket. Just
but she's not here.
so.
So,
These were the only tickets in a bucket that
Yeah.
was not corroborated with,
And if it wasn't labeled, but we're not shipping it anyway.
no,
no,
Oh, yeah.
no, so she's not here.
gotta be here to get it.
Yes. All right. Here is Vicki Bateman, the chair of our scholarship committee.
Sandy.
Thank you.
You need to switch to this.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Got it.
Okay.
Did you hear me, Sandy?
Okay.
Oh, sure.
It's really close. The first thing I want to say is this is the best convention ever. I think it's been so fantastic to be here in person with each of you and to hear the amazing stories. It's just wonderful to be here in person. Don't miss the virtual at all. Well, and it's been a pleasure to serve on the scholarship committee this year. I want to thank the committee. Our committee members were Mike Gibson, Sandy Streeter, Leslie Mora, and Shane Ostermeyer. Thank you all for serving.
Susan Ford, yeah.
Oh, did she know I was up here? Should you say something?
Well, Larry needs to know. Stole.
So, okay, let's have it. Get on the path. Oh, I'm not. No, this is scholarship. Well, we want to wait till she gets in here, right? Or say anything about it.
We'll talk about the programs. Yes.
Larry, can you come to the podium, please?
No, David.
Is Janine Scholander in here? Has she got back? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, this year, which was already announced, but I'm so glad that she did apply. She was planning to apply, and then she had some problems come up. Her grandmother passed away, and she was going to get time, but I urged her to do it because she was so impressive last year. So we are glad that she applied. And our other scholarship winner had to back out because of other complications and will apply next year, he said. So we look forward to that, and we hope that we can get more each year. We're going to work on those wonderful ideas that were brought up in our innovative groups today, or that was yesterday, right? I don't know. It's been a long convention, even though it's been the committee voted and we're going to let her take a few minutes.
I appreciate this opportunity that this gives me, and I appreciate the opportunity to come
to convention. I was here digitally last year, but it is an experience to get to be. Apparently, the quoting makes everyone cry tonight. Just don't worry about it. I've never been in a space with more than one other person. So to be given the opportunity to be in a room with people that understand, it's a huge thing. And I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Congratulations, Janine, and we look forward to seeing you at more events in the future. And we feel like you can be one of our great leaders. So get prepared. Can Lynn or Larry come assist Vicki back to her chair, please? I think that concludes everything before we have our auction and drawing of the baskets. I do want to say that it really has been a pleasure to have everyone here this year. I really enjoy being a part of planning and organizing events. And it was just so exciting that we were able to meet in person this year. And you heard the saying, it takes a village to raise children. It takes a village to put on an event like this. And I know the Snake River Valley chapter really did a lot of work gathering door prizes, and Natalie and Amber took it upon themselves to fill the goodie bags. Larry and Vicki worked endlessly. Kevin put out press releases. I had 2 radio interviews. It just takes a lot of work, and I know that those of you from the Boise area, the Treasure Valley area, I know that you put forth a lot of work too. We all put forth efforts to have these baskets tonight. And we just really look forward to continuing meeting in conventions like this. And tell your friends what they missed, that it was the best convention ever.
And we are going to do that, right?
Do what?
Hat.
Oh, yes,
And
I'm
then we have
sorry.
an auction, a little auction.
Yes,
And we
yeah.
have a few door prizes left too, so.
You have 2, don't you?
3.
Oh, you do have 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Ramona, do you want to talk about PAC?
I'd love to talk.
All right. Can you come around this way? All right.
Things sticking out there to say. Right, sure.
Yes.
What's the name?
Well,
Hey, you called by the right name, Ramona, that's great.
Well, yes, I know.
It's not a podium.
Come here, Mike. Okay. We have lots of kinds of mics. This, I think, is the only one for once.
Yeah.
Now, anybody know what the PAC plan is?
Yes.
Well, tell me. Pre-authorized check plan or pre-authorized contribution plan. And get on the PAC plan, sign up today. We need your contributions right away. Funding our movement, it must be done, so all our battles can be won. We used to sing it twice, but I guess we put that. Now, we feel fairly flush in the in the National Federation of the Blind of Idaho right now. We really feel comfortable, but you know what? It's not gonna last long. And in order to have the national organization function as it does, to provide the guidance and the assistance in as many ways as it does, and we've talked about it all day, today and yesterday and all year round, we can't be the national federation without funding. And we have to do our part. Yes, we're gonna raffle off baskets for the NFB of Idaho, but the PAC plan goes directly, I feel as though I'm jumping in and out of this sound. The PAC plan goes directly to the National Treasury. And with computers, it's a little bit, we used to bring cards and fill out the cards and send them in, and it was a new PAC plan. You had to have a voided check with it. If it was not new, you just filled out the card if it was raised. The PAC plan is a means whereby we contribute directly from our own resources to the National Treasury of the NFB. Idaho does pretty well. It's taken out monthly. It can either be on the 1st or the 15th of the month, I think, as we designate. And the person authorizes that withdrawal from our checking account, but it can be a credit card or other kinds. I think it can be a debit card, however you choose to do it. And we have to instruct the people that handle this at the national headquarters how to do it for each of us differently, which means that we either have to do that on the website, nfb.org/PAC, or we call in by phone and instruct them, and we have a very easy to remember number, which I never can remember, so Amy is helping me.
Okay, want me to give the number?
Sure, you do it quiet, I'll repeat it.
Okay, so the number that you can call, and if you know your telephone keypad letters, it'll be easy. It's 877, that's the toll-free exchange.
877.
And then it is NFB, the number 2, PAC, which translates to 632-2722.
So 877-62.
No, 632.
632-2722. So
If you can't
it's
remember
very
that,
easy.
call the national office and they will connect you, trust me.
So it's easy to remember, and NFB to PAC is a good recipe. It should be easy to remember, but it's not for me. Anyway, but the first thing we do, I'm gonna share with you, this is a pretty effective program for the National Federation of the Blind. We have to have funds in addition to this, but this is an important part of our income. And just to let you know, I'm going to deal with monthly figures. I have annual figures, but there are enough figures flying around. Let's just stick to the monthly ones, okay? The state in the country that's giving the most money is Maryland. Now, not too surprisingly, we have our national headquarters there, and our staff is very generous with their time and their money, but we have a very strong affiliate in Maryland as well. They're giving $5,406.94 every month. There are 195 people in Maryland giving on the PAC plan. Just to give you an example, the second, I won't read all the figures, but you then have Colorado in second place, and it's pretty high. And then we have, if I can make this machine move the way I want it to. The third place is Minnesota. And now I've got skipping. The state of Virginia is giving $1,745.50. So it goes down as we get ahead. And then the fifth state, you can tell this. I don't like to use these machines and microphone. Can you tell why? California is giving $1,371, and no cents, with 68 people giving. So it really varies a lot. Number 7 is Missouri, and they're giving $1,338 with 43 people giving. Number 8 is Texas. This is a very relevant figure. So Texas is giving $1,308.38 a month. There are 53 people giving. The reason that number 8, Texas, is relevant is because number 9 is Idaho. And now this is out of our 52 affiliates. We are giving $1,237 and no cents. And there are 26 people giving that amount. The average is of all these 26 people, and this really isn't 26 people because probably 10 of them or so are couples. So you're talking about between 30 and 40 people, I think, being on the PAC plan. And the average is pretty high in this state. It's $47.58. We are not the highest average, but we're a pretty good high. The next state down is also relevant. That is Ohio, just a little tiny state of Ohio. They only have about 10 million people. But they are giving $1,221.50 a month. So it wouldn't take much for them to just catch right up to number 9 and pass us by. Now, why do I go through all this, do you suppose? Many of you know, this is probably our best opportunity. We can do this at national convention, but we have a few more people at state convention than national, and chapters can do it. But we're giving you an opportunity to open some new PAC plans to sign up for this. You can start at $5 a month. It isn't really worth it for less than $5 because there's enough overhead that we really need to start at $5 a month. And I would encourage you to join the PAC plan if you can. This is an opportunity to do that. We're not going to ask you for all your personal information, but if you would like to join the PAC plan, if you would call out your name and the amount you want to give or increase and tell us whether it's new or an increase, we will record that. Now, I guess I'm not going to try to do that on this machine. It's too complicated to read and write at the same time, but if I have a volunteer for somebody to take notes, can somebody, probably who's going to be around, can somebody take some notes for me? I should have arranged this ahead, shouldn't I?
I got it.
I was selling raffle tickets. Is that Mary?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so hopefully you know, because I cannot tell you personally, I wouldn't do it publicly if I could. I cannot tell you what individuals are giving. So hopefully you know what it is. If you want to raise, this is a good time to do that. If you want to do a new PAC plan, you do know how much you're giving. So just call out where you want to start. We'll get your name, and then I will contact you. If you don't have questions, that's fine, but I will contact you, and you can do it by phone or you can do it online, and I will contact you and check on you and make sure you've got it figured out, because this will get figured in. If we can get it done by the end of the month, it's very helpful. If we get it done by the end of the May, then it'll go in the reports for the national convention. And if it's not done by the end of May, it won't. So is there anyone who would like to join the PAC plan with a new monthly donation?
Did you tell them how little it can be?
$5. Yes, I did. If there are questions, we can take them. But is there anybody who wants to raise?
Allison raised 5.
Allison is raising, she's on the PAC plan, she's gonna raise by $5 a month. And so Mary's making a note, and I have a feeling Allison doesn't need much coaching about how to do it, but she does, she gets it. Is there anyone else who'd like to raise or start a new PAC plan? Dana?
always $5.
Dana Art is raising by $5, and again, I think she knows the ropes.
Aaron also wants to raise by 20.
Aaron Olson is raising by 20. Now, I'm running I can't help this, I just can't keep from running a total in my head, but I need the backup of the paper that Mary's doing. That brings us up by $50. Now, that doesn't bring us to Texas yet. But, excuse me, did I say, what did I say? 30, no, I can't talk. I had better that I could talk. Anyway, so we're not to Texas yet, but it's a significant raise, it's $30. So, Natalie and Amber are starting a new PAC plan at $20. If you have questions, we can do that. Thank you very much. See, they knew that it should be 50. Yeah, maybe. I'm not very good at that. So. Is this Crystal? Crystal White, $5. Thank you very much. Thank all of you. So we're up to 55. Texas is at 1308. So you see what happens is we're creeping up on Texas, little Texas.
And Texas doesn't have a convention until November.
Well, there's this national convention coming on.
Oh, that's true.
But I forgot. How could you forget about it?
I forgot about it.
Anyway, so some 37 and 55 brings us up to 92, is it? 37 and 55, is that?
Yeah.
Well, 2/3, we were at.
What's the 37?
2000.
Okay, I'm probably looking at the wrong figure, so let me check my figure. No, I'm talking about Idaho's monthly contribution is 1,237.
Okay, so 37.
That's 37 and 50.
92.
It's 92. You didn't question my math, just my figures. Okay, but you see, when you're talking about 1308, it's a lot closer. So, I mean, we're like $16, yeah. So anybody else want to raise their PAC plan or start a new one? I love the new ones, but I love the raises too.
It's the cost of a mocha.
If you drink very many mochas.
If you raise it, it's a minimum of $5, you said?
Yeah.
$5 raise. Well, you can raise by less than 5. If you're giving 15 and you want to go to 18, or you can do that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And you know, I'm not going to belabor this for a long time, but I also don't want to cut you off prematurely because $16 would be a lot of fun to get rid of Texas. Yeah, that's good. Frank and Jan.
It's fine.
What?
We're good.
Emily Texas says we're fine. Yeah.
Oh. Yes, we'd love to have him take the message back. That would just be a lot of fun.
Throwing the challenge out there.
All right. Anybody else? This is going to be, we're approaching the last call.
Right here.
Okay.
Do one for 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and tell me your name, please. Lori, bless your heart, Lori. Lori, this is Frank Scott's birthday. This is Lori Frank's guide, right? Yes. Yes, well, thank you so much, Lori. New one for 10. And I will, Frank will have to help me get hold of you, but and we can talk in the van, but all right, you know, $6, I bet we can do 6.
Another new one for 10.
Who is this? Who's the last one?
My daughters are donating.
Oh, this,
Well, we are the pack, so they have to.
the packs are getting on the pack plan. Oh, bless your heart. You know what? That's $4 ahead of Texas. Do we?
Yeah, take that, Texas.
Any,
The kids want to start one with Idaho.
I think you have to have a bank account to do that. Do we have anybody else that wants to?
You know, our deer are bigger than your deer too. Our pack plan's bigger, our deer are bigger.
And maybe even our bears. All right. This can be a lot of fun, and it is good competition, but it's also wonderful income. And I thank you all who contribute on Pack Plan. I'm proud of what Idaho does, and you all should be proud of what Idaho does too, because it is. Thank you very much.
For years. All right.
Hi, guys. This is Susan Bradley. And I need to make an announcement as far as the transportation and the vans going back to Boise.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to me, there's been some people trying to see if we could leave early. And they've been talking to a number of people, and now I'm hearing different things. And I have spoken to Deanne, and Deanne and I have decided that all the vehicles will leave at 10 o'clock as originally planned.
Sorry, that's not what a bunch of us wanted.
Well, okay, but you guys aren't the drivers and you guys aren't in charge. And we planned to leave at 10, and there's certain things that have to be done before we leave the hotel. And that all takes time. And then the vans have to be returned when we get back. So all things considered, we need to leave at 10 o'clock as planned. Thank you.
All right. I have one announcement also. I want to remind you that if you can still get things from the hospitality suite, please do that. And we thank Sue Brooks for her diligence and her organization in putting the hospitality suite together. Okay, Larry Bateman, may I see you at the podium? Please, pretty please. Oh, no. Do you want to run the auction? Sure. 3 items.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, we are ready for the auction. We have 3 auction items. And Larry Bateman's going to run that for us. And yes. The 3 items are this Versa slate that I'm holding and I plan to take home. And we're not ready yet. The second item is the cutting board with the loaf of bread, some honey, and cutting knives. What's the third item?
Then it's a whole box where that's at under the table.
Yeah, I'm back. Cabral.
Oh, yes, yes. The third item is a one-night stay at the Riverside Hotel in Boise.
Did you say a one-night stand?
No,
thought I said a one night stand. Whatever. All right, we're going to start the bidding for this Versa slate at $75.
Do I hear 75? I've got 75. Do I hear 80?
80.
No, we're going 10 until it gets
Okay,
85. I got 85. How about 90? Boy, that was close.
Yeah.
Got 85.
Come on, guys.
90. I've got 90. Do I have 100?
100.
There's 100. Do I have 105? Got 100. I need 105.
This is $125 value, guys.
105.
115.
Got 115. Saves you a trip to the store. I got 115. Do I hear 120? Going once. 115. Going twice. 120. I've got 125. Do I hear 130? It's for a very good cause.
Whose cause?
125. Do I hear 130? 125. Going once. I'm going 130.
135. Who's bidding against
This is how it gets done. He's anonymous, Sandy. You don't need to shoot him.
Yes,
I've got 130. Do I hear 135? 130.
Didn't I say 135?
Did you say I've got 135? Do I hear 40? 140. 25. No, no. 35. 135. Do I hear 140? Going once. I've got 140. Do I hear 145? I knew I should have kept it at 10.
145.
I've got 145. Do I hear 150? 145. Do I hear 150?
I'm a blind widow. I think one's right. Do what?
So where are we? Are we in 150 then, over there? Huh? Somebody's got to help me. No, I forgot.
Did someone go above 145?
Yep.
No? Yes.
So I got 145. Do I hear 150?
Going
45. Going once.
Going twice.
Who's the auctioneer here? 145. Going twice. Ready? I've got 150. Do I hear 155?
155.
Why don't we just go? Who'll give me 200?
No.
Oh. I got 155. Do I hear 160?
170.
I got 170. Do I hear 175? I do. I'm starting to feel bad for both of you. I've got 170. Do I hear 175? Going once.
Auctioneer, can I have your attention for a second?
Well, this is very.
I know it's very unusual. I told you I was a bit of a maverick.
Okay, so here we go. What's the bid up to?
170.
Okay, if both of these people will do 170, I will buy the 170. I'll donate the money, and each of you can get one.
Oh my gosh, Amy.
Yep. Each of you can get one. If Carl can arrange for the other person to get it, I will donate it and you can have it for your affiliate.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Okay.
I'm just the auctioneer.
I will. Okay, listen up.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. I will agree to 170. And Amy has offered to donate the second one so that we each can have one. So how will we split that money? I'm confused now.
You guys just pay 170.
Just Carl needs to get another one, which I'll pay for.
You each have to pay, and you.
Oh, okay, I
You
see.
each pay the money.
Okay,
But each of you gets it, so the affiliate gets
So we're
double.
gonna get two at 170 each.
Yes, okay.
Right, Carl?
And we,
You agree with
Carl's
that?
not here anymore.
Oh.
Oh, that's,
That
no,
was
that's
sad.
all right, we'll get it. We'll get it
Okay.
done.
all right.
Very nice of
So
you.
we got 170 here and 170 here.
So where's here and here?
Sandy's got 170. She's so picky. And Daniel's got 170. Each of them will get the versus slate.
All right.
Each of you can, if you want, you can do it this way, each of you can pay half.
Have a look, the 170?
No.
No, look, we've got.
Well, that'll work.
No.
No.
Let's understand. what she's
170
talking.
apiece. What I'm saying is they're 170 apiece.
Yes.
But we only have one.
Right.
So I'm saying I will buy that one, but donate, so both of you can get it.
Right.
And you would each just pay what you would normally pay. Yes.
The 170.
For the 170.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, you are a maverick, aren't you?
So which one of us will take this one home?
Okay, think of a number.
So is that agreeable, Daniel?
Yeah. Give her
Okay.
jousting.
So now how are we
Yeah,
gonna
there you go.
decide who gets
Get on her,
this
get on her
one?
rollerblades.
Toss a coin.
I'll tell you what, I can tell Lynn the number that I think of.
We'll sell tickets to arm wrestling.
Yeah, we can do that. If I tell Lynn that I picked a number between 1 and 50.
Well, I'm okay waiting.
Oh.
I mean, you know, huh?
She's a blind widow.
I'm a blind widow. I can wait.
What is she gonna wait for? They both get one.
Yeah, but they got one that's here now and one that.
Daniel, do you want to fight for it tonight, or you want to take it?
We're selling tickets to a fight night.
You're going either way.
He'll take it, he's doing a new job search, you guys.
Can I hear that one more time? Oh.
I want to get on the
I
credit
got
board.
to just know who to
Yeah,
give
move
it
along,
to
move
so we
along.
can go to bed sometime
I want to
tonight.
get on the credit board now. Move it along, please. Move it along.
All right. So is that settled?
Yeah.
All right.
So who are we getting it for?
Me.
Okay, good, so I'll just need your, address later.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm giving this to Daniel for $170.
Yep.
You good, Sandy? You good? Okay.
Write your address on her slate, Sandy.
Don have his card here, the card reader here? Yes, sir. Okay, good. So we can take credit cards tonight, right?
All right. Let's do the cutting board right now.
The cutting
Remember,
board. This is
it's
like
the
Larry.
cutting board, a loaf of bread from
Like
Great
Larry's
Harvest
cars.
Bread Company, honey from Cox Honey and Shelley,
and, some cutting knives.
Okay, so right now, Lynn is bringing around the cutting board, shape of Idaho, beautiful wood. There's different colors. There's dark wood, light wood, and yellow wood, tan wood. Anyway.
Reminds us of Harry.
Ramona said 50.
He'll give me $50 to start. I've got 50, he'll give me 60. Got 60, he'll give me 70.
70.
There's 70, I got 70, he'll give me 80. There's 80. Got 80, he'll give me 90.
90.
We use that as a paddleboard too, Mary.
90 right here.
I've got 90, he'll give me 100. I've got 90, he'll give me 100. Ramona, did you say?
No, the guy back there did.
Oh, I saw you raise your hand. You don't do that, auctioneer, man. You
Well, but I heard him talk, so I didn't.
I got
I think
90.
this gentleman is back there.
I've got 90 right here. He'll give me
You have
100.
100. You have 100.
You're at 100, Larry.
Shane's got 100. He'll give me 110. There's 110. He'll give me 120. 110. He'll give me 120.
Larry Sims at
120.
This is where the auctioneer really talks fast, but I can't do that. There's 130. He'll give me 140. I got 150. He'll give me 160.
Remember Harry.
150. He'll give me 160. There's 160. He'll give me 170. It's a beautiful cutting board. I got 160. He'll give me 170.
170.
I got 170. He'll give me an 80. 180.
I know that. I've already heard
No, I was in.
Not too bad. I have 200. Would somebody please give me 210? Got 200. 210. I'm looking for 210. Going once with 200.
210.
I've got 210. I've got 210. He'll give me 220.
We can hide it for you if you take it home.
I don't point like some of these just to intimidate you, Shane, so don't worry about me. I got 220. He'll give me 230. 220. Looking for 230. 220. Going once. 220. Going twice. So, 220 to Shane. Who bid 225? He goes up $50 and then he goes to 5. I'm sorry, Shane. 225.
Any ladies want some lemonade?
Who'll give me 230?
I think he was.
I tell you, there's 3 kinds of people, and I'm one of them. We're at 230.
Chinese dentist time.
230.
There it is. Okay, 230, and I'm going to call it pretty quick. 230. I need 235. 230. Going once. Come on, let's have a new bidder. Just put something in. 230. Going twice. Sold to Allison Stevens for $230. We're not doing the live box for every one of those, please.
Okay, our next auction item is the one-night stay at the Riverside Hotel in Boise. His wife may object to that.
I'm pleading the fifth.
This is the craziest convention ever.
All right, let's hear an opening bid at $70.
$70.
Okay, I got 70, 70, good, 70, let's do 75, there goes an 80, I got 80, do I hear 90, $80, do I hear 90? There's a 90, do I hear 100, there's a 90, I hear 100, let's do 110, 110, there's 110, let's do 120.
He's gonna pull in the hot tub.
You're gonna pull who in the hot tub? Crystal, you got me all messed up now. 10, I got 110, do I hear 120?
135.
135, do I hear 150? 135? There's a 150, do I hear 160? 160, do I hear 170? 160, do I hear 170? Ooh.
170.
There it is. 170, do I hear 180? 170, I got 170, I need 180. Going once.
180.
There's a 180, do I hear 190? Boy, we're checking calculus and everything.
Yep.
190, I got 180, do I hear 190? 180? 180, going once.
200.
200, do I hear 210? There's a 210, do I hear 220? Remember, somebody gets pulled into the hot tub, so. Do I hear 220? I've got 110. Do I hear 220? 210, I mean, yeah, 210, not 210. I don't want to start this over again. 210 going once. Daniel, you have 210, right? 210 going twice. Here it comes. Sold. Daniel, 210.
Wow, that was really great. We raised a few bucks there. Everyone get your, okay, give me your attention. Give me your attention. Start getting your raffle tickets out so you'll know your numbers. And,
Do we have any bonus numbers?
go ahead. Okay, right now, Larry's going to tell us who the winner is of our card fundraiser. So get your cards out.
Okay, so with the cards, I've got some good news.
Oh,
and I got some bad news. Which do you want first? The bad news is there's no more cards to buy.
Straight up here in front of you.
You want the good news? Somebody's in it here for $135.
I'll go ask you. I think you said you had
One
it.
time. Here we go.
John, do you have your credit card machine with you? You said yes.
Janine, can I have you pull this card? Janine, can I have you pull this card up? Don't look at it.
Oh, I know that's such a concern.
You got it?
Okay, here we go. If you have a black card,
How do we know if it's black?
everybody stand up, if you please. Everybody stand up.
Everybody?
Everybody, if you can. We need to stretch. We'll play Marcy, okay? Okay. If you purchased a card, if you have a black card, sit down. Oh, this is so hard for me to do.
Yeah, how to get your check?
Okay, give us your attention so you
Where's
won't
yours?
miss anything.
If you have a card, a red card, that is between 1, which is an ace, and a jack, sit down.
You do have a, but the red ones is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. Okay, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you have a diamond, sit down.
I can't tell what you got.
Oh, this is terrible. Okay, if you have a card that is bigger than a queen, sit down. The ace is a 1, remember, so. Okay, who has the queen of hearts? Leslie. Leslie has the queen of hearts. Okay.
All right, is that it?
It pays to sing, doesn't it, Leslie?
All right.
So this is $135 right here. Hold your hand.
Is that the real money? I would check it out and make sure it's real money.
Okay.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I'm not going to, well.
Door prize?
Yeah, go ahead and do a door prize.
Larry, I thought you guys would your mic back. I need the mic. I mean, I do speak pretty loud.
How many door prizes do you
We
have?
have 3.
Okay,
So just one?
yes, just one. please.
Okay. This is a $20 cash door prize with a Bars chocolate cherry cordial.
No, there you go.
This was donated by Treasure Valley.
Nuh-uh. Oh, the cordial's not.
No, the cordial's not, but the $20
Let's be
cash.
cordial about it.
Christine Powell!
All right, thank you. Now, may I have Larry and Amber to start drawing the
You have to draw,
rifles?
Larry, with a pencil.
It's what?
You have to draw them with a pencil.
No.
And
Picking on Larry.
so tell us which basket you're drawing for.
Love at first bite.
Okay.
Someone is
who's
going to be
biting?
sharing this fudge with me. Just FYI. Okay. Okay, Larry. Sandy, did you just do the last 4 digits?
Yes.
Okay. We have 4, 5, 8, 3.
Oh.
No.
4, 5, 8, 3.
I
Who got it?
Dana.
Yay!
And let me tell you a little thing about Love at First Bite. It's a real cute little shop in Idaho Falls. And it may have been the last year that we did the Bell program over here in Idaho Falls. We took the Bell kids there and they were able to decorate cookies. But the interesting thing is it's owned by a family member of Nancy Luthi, who is one of the TBIs over here. Yeah.
All right, the next raffle we have up is Carnal Tree. We have 4761. 4761. My wifey will be sure to me.
What is it?
All right.
Craft.
The next one we are doing is the one night stay. Well, $100 off. A room at Destinations Inn and Black Swan Inn. Also the Martinelli cider. $4851. 4851.
Okay, let's have a door prize quickly. Natalie, can you do that?
Okay, so it's a $50 cash prize and a Far's cherry cordial.
Wow.
You sure?
Joe Thompson. $50 is yours.
Oh, nice. Hey.
All right, our next raffle is the Dillards, the first basket. There were 2 baskets donated by Dillards. We have 4440. 4440.
Probably Ramona.
Does she have her cards there? No.
She's gonna find them.
Oh, no.
Anyone have it?
Bingo.
It might be Ramona.
I didn't have it.
Did Ramona leave the room?
Ramona did leave the room.
She's trying to find her cards.
She's lost her ticket.
Oh, no. Her tickets.
Ramona lost her ticket.
Yeah, come back to that one.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that one. We'll leave that one to the side.
Amber, do we have Kristen's tickets?
Yeah, they're right there. This one.
Can you read those numbers?
Okay, we're gonna do the second Dillard's basket while we're waiting for.
Oh, no, I
can't. No, you do the breath.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is 4324.
Right here.
Brittany is the lucky winner.
Nice.
All right.
Those baskets are probably worth about $400.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You guys know, yeah.
Laura, can I share with you?
All right, this next one is the Italian basket.
That's the one that you wanted. That's the one.
The Alice. That one?
All right, 4636.
4636.
4636.
I got it.
Craft.
That's the one I really wanted.
All right.
Those are really nice.
Dana got it.
Yeah, I really wanted that.
She's earned it.
We are.
Oh, we are.
Dana just bought a
This is for the ceramic pedestal heater with digital remote control. All right, this one is 4438.
We appreciate.
4438.
Wait, hold on.
4438.
Probably Ramona.
I got it. Yay. Okay, so we'll have you do that, okay? You want it? What did you just say?
Just a Spanish.
Juliana is the speaker.
Yeah.
And then her mother is Yuri.
Right.
Yuri. Yes.
Yeah. Especially being in the northern country.
All right. All right, so this is the basket that has all the pen friend 2. There's the talking alarm clock.
Oh, yes.
The digital.
Donated by the ICBBI.
Yeah.
Should have put all 4 or 5 of them in.
No, we didn't put all that.
I know, I see you should.
Okay, Shane's
For
gonna
you.
be picking the number. So if you don't win, blame Shane.
Yeah.
4169. 4169. 4169.
Here she is. Did you find your tickets, Mom?
Larry. Larry is the winner.
I didn't get them all, but I found some.
All right, next is the movie basket. Yes. 4759. 4759.
Oh, but that was just redraw.
4759. Number to promise. Bingo! Natalie wins. We're having a date night. All right, so this next basket had there's kind of just some like popcorn and spa stuff and Simply Fit snacks.
Have you won anything yet? Sandy? Sandy, have you won anything? No?
Okay, 4695. 4695. Marcy! Congratulations, Marcy!
Yeah. Is that the permission to ask it to Marcy? No. Vicky got that one. Oh, okay. She got, I think it was that comment.
Well, who got the label?
Okay, this next one is the coffee basket. I am not pulling the number because I am determined I'm gonna win this one, you guys. I put a lot of raffle tickets in that one. I want that baby, so. Chris is gonna be pulling that number.
Come on, Chris. Shake it. Shake it.
It is 4795.
Oh, that's it. TJ brought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think.
All right, now
It's just so fun to
we
watch.
have the Fred Meyer Jewelers
Hint, go get your jewelry from Fred Meyer Jewelers. The purple sapphire pendant. Yes, this is worth $175.
Before inflation. You got inflation now.
Let's see who's the lucky winner. This was meant to be. It hit me in the face. Okay, 4132.
4132. There it is. It was yours. It's Janine. It's Janine. I'm not reading them for her. That's wonderful, Janine. Here's the proof.
Yeah, that's that pretty goodness.
Yeah, my daughter's favorite color.
Okay, we have one more.
Well, that's pretty cool.
This is the bag that has the Joico hair products. There's a brush in there. Lots of Joico. Lots of really good brands. Okay. Winner. Chicken dinner. This is the last raffle.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Oh, and we do need to figure out what colors on. Okay. 4200. 4200. Four, 200. If not, we're gonna just pull another one.
Did you say 4201?
No. Okay, we're gonna pull another one. Okay, it's 4443. 4443. Crystal! Okay, and then we have that second Dillard's basket.
Let's read it again so we can just double check
Well, it was the first Dillard's basket. It was 4440. Let's just double check on that one. 4440 for the Dillard's basket. If no one has it, we're going to pull another one. Okay, going once, going twice, pulling another one. Oh, 4440.
All right. Who got it? Who got it?
Jordana.
Good, excellent. Okay, we have one more item. May I have your attention? We have one more item. The Destination Inns has been turned back in, and it's asked that we do an auction on that. So,
Where is that again?
the Destination Inn.
The Destination Inn is that $100?
Yes.
And that was returned to us by the Hensley's, and he wants to live auction it, so we got one more.
And Pocatello. There's a Swan's Inn in Pocatello, and they're together.
Black Swan Inn,
Yeah, Black
Pocatello.
It's a really nice themed hotel.
Okay,
Isn't there something with it?
there's $100 certificate to the inns and a $60 certificate to Jensen's Jewelers. And I went online, and they are located in Idaho Falls. Huh?
It's only the hotel.
Oh, it's just the hotel that we're auctioning? Oh, okay, all right, just the hotel. So what, 80?
Start 70, 85, $80. How about 80? Black Swan in there. I've got $80. Do I hear 90? I've got 80. Do I hear 90? What a deal. I've got 80. Do I hear 90? 91? There's 100. I've got 100. Do I hear 110? I wish all you guys could see the looks on your faces. My goodness. I've got 100. Do I have 110? Going once. 105. Do I hear 105 and a quarter? No. I've got 105. He'll give me 110. 110. I got 105. 105. Going once. Going twice, Danny. Sold. 110 to Marcy.
110, sold to Marcy. All right. I want to.
105.
Oh, was it 105?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay, 105.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's the exercise lady.
Okay, yeah, 105 then.
May I have your attention, please? Those of you who owe for your product, your things that you bought or won the auction on, Dawn can take your debit, credit card now. I just want to thank everyone again. I appreciate all of the volunteers who have helped do everything this weekend and all the technical support that we have received. You know, like I say, it takes a village to put a convention together and to make it successful. So for one more time, before
convention ever.
Thank you. But before I turn it over to Dana for her final remarks, this is the best convention ever!
You're pulling my back.